Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com, and today I was thinking about something, and I wanted to share this. I was thinking about what's going on right now in American politics and some of the disturbing trends that I've kind of seen over the last few years. Um, One of the things that really bothers me is that we have this really interesting kind of extremism that's kind of taken hold of all of us, not just the people on Capitol Hill. I mean, the people on Capitol Hill, for the most part, are a reflection of the society in which we live. We're not always interested in voting for the most honest politician or the most capable politician. We vote for the politician who makes us feel good, who looks good, and all this other stuff. I mean, that goes all the way to the top. A lot of people vote for Barack Obama and have no clue about any of his policies. And one of the things that I tell people, as fellow Obama supporters, because I supported him. I'm not going to support a Republican. That's not in my interest. But I just tell them, look, if you support somebody, you should know what they're all about. If you believe something, you should understand exactly why you believe it. I see far too many people who will believe something just because somebody else told them that that's what they should believe. You'll see somebody where every single thing they believe is in contrast to the Democratic Party, but yet they'll still vote Democrat. Or you'll see a Republican who is in the same predicament where every single one of his interests or her interests is in contrast with the Republican Party, but yet they still vote Republican. And you don't understand that. And I always tell people, I say, look, I would actually, I respect a thoughtful Republican more than I respect an empty-headed Democrat. Now, here's what's interesting. Now, on my Facebook page, I mentioned that I said I would respect a thoughtful Republican more than I respect an empty-headed Democrat. And people, immediately said, well, Republicans can't be thoughtful. Like, that's an oxymoron. Republicans are idiots, and they're just crazy. And these Republicans scare me. And what scares me is hearing people speak as if disagreeing with their point of view means you are automatically an idiot, that you are automatically crazy, that you automatically need to burn in hell, that you just don't even deserve to live, damn near. And it's sad because politics is starting to sound like religion. You have those people who will go around and say, well, I appreciate the fact that you're a Muslim, but you do know that you are going to burn in hell for all of eternity, right? Or the Muslims have their beliefs about other people that don't make any sense to me. You are an infidel, you should die. So again, I'm not stereotyping here, but I mean my point. But we know people who fit in those categories who are very extreme about their beliefs. And I remember hearing a quote. Now, I want to say it's Aristotle, but I don't want to get it wrong. But I remember he said something like, a sign of intelligence is the ability to entertain thoughts that are not equal to your own or that are not consistent with your own. And I agree with that. And I think that that's what make a lot of people mad is that, a lot of times I'll write things and I'll say things where I'll say, well, let's see why they think that way. Let's try to understand where they're coming from and not necessarily judge that point of view. So even somebody like a Paul Ryan, who I don't agree with. I've dealt with racism from guys like him, a big chunk of my life. I still try to understand and empathize with where they're coming from. And so, because the fact is that I'm not a liberal, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm a human being. And anybody who just sort of marches in lockstep with every idea of any particular party, that bothers me because you're not really thinking about all of that. You don't really agree with every single thing the Democrats want to do. I understand that if you wanted to get a Democrat elected and so therefore you sometimes will take one for the team or whatever the case may be. I understand how all that works, and I'm not sitting here saying that all Democrats or all Republicans are empty-headed. But what I am here to say is that I think being thoughtful is important. I think that knowing why you support a candidate is important. I think that trying to understand the other point of view is important because part of the reason that nothing's getting done on Capitol Hill is because nobody compromises. The Republicans have become the party of no. Anything Barack Obama wants to do, they just say no, 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 no. The liberals have gotten to the point where they are a party that prioritizes Some issues more than others, and I don't necessarily know if that prioritization is justified, at least not for the black community. They don't say anything about all the violence in Chicago and all the kids that have died in the last week alone in Chicago, but yet they will talk about things like gay marriage and abortion as if those are more important than all these kids that are dying in the street. I don't think gay marriage is more important than kids dying in the street. Not to say I disagree with gay marriage, but I don't think it's more important than death. Forgive me for saying that. So at the end of the day, I think that we need to learn how to compromise. We need to learn how to come to our senses. If we start acting like politics is similar to religion, then what's going to happen is it's not going to make our country better. It's going to destroy our country. Because as you know, if anybody knows the history of religion, knows that entire nations have been brought down on religious differences. And so I encourage people to think about why you believe certain policies. Think about how you want to become politically engaged in a way that is constructive. Don't spend all your time hanging out on MSNBC like you some dude hanging out on the corner. Because guess what? MSNBC, just like Fox News, is only going to give you a certain message. Every message on MSNBC is liberal right, Republicans stupid. Liberals are good, Republicans bad. Liberals know it all, Republicans don't know shit. Well, that's bullshit. Excuse my French. That's stupid. That's ignorant. The fact is that everybody has a perspective. There are Republicans in my own family who I don't agree with on a lot of issues, but I respect their point of view if they are thoughtful. A guy like a Colin Powell, you can't say Colin Powell's an idiot because he's a Republican. Colin Powell is just a person who has his version of common sense, and I respect that. So I believe that that's the way to approach politics. I think that by embracing extremism, we're only making our country worse. That's all I want to say. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com. Thank you for checking us out, and I appreciate all of your support. Just so you know, we are now in the millions of page views every month on our websites, and it's truly awesome that our blogging team and our writing team gets that kind of support and respect from the community, and we love you right back. So, big kiss to you. Take care. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.